This is where the Roman Empire officially kind of makes their shift to like, yay, we're Christians now, right? Like that's
So it isn't.
it isn't.
No. So Constantine converts to Christianity, but he doesn't make Christianity the imperial religion of Rome.
Not lawfully, right? I
Yeah. So
understand.
that's under Theodosius, which is after him.
But it becomes accepted as a result of this.
It becomes decriminalized.
Yes.
Previous to this, before he even converts.
Right, but I'm saying like the Council of Nicaea now gets to, our emperor's converting. By the way, Christians, it's cool. You're decriminalized. You can be here, and we kind of support it. You don't have to be a Christian. So that's fair to say, right?
Yeah, but the caveat to that is that the Council of Nicaea doesn't even talk about the books of Scripture. So nothing at the Council of Nicaea has anything to do with the canon of Scripture. That's already an established fact. And
When?
Oh, within the 2nd century. Within the 2nd century,
But for the Roman Empire, though, because they were still torturing Christians at that time.
But the Roman Empire is still pagan by the time you get the Edict of Milan and the decriminalization of Christianity.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So how would the Roman Empire have gotten along with the acceptance of what the Gospels are?
Oh, they don't. No, this is established by Christianity.
Yes,
So Christians,
I know that.
So Christians already have the 27 books that we call the New Testament.
Who would you say established that? Like, it may not be one person, but like what people said, this is what we're going with.
So there are lots of canon lists within the early church. So because the earliest Christians were Jews, there was an understanding that the promises that God makes, you might have heard the word covenant before. So the covenant that God makes are always followed up by written documentation. So God makes a covenant with Moses, and you have the literal inscription in the tablets, right? And then you have the law, the Torah. Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers that come together with that. And then when you have the prophets declaring things to the people and declaring truths that God is telling the people of Israel, sometimes it literally says, inscribe this on a tablet, write this on a scroll. And so there's always an understanding between the promises of God and written documentation that led up to that. And so when you have Jesus come on the scene and he establishes the new covenant, which was prophesied in Jeremiah 31:31, which says, God says, I'm going to make a new covenant with my people, and I'm going to inscribe the law in their hearts. So they're not going to need the written law in the same way. They're going to live in a different way. And so that's the cultural expectation during Jesus' days, that the Messiah would come and he would establish this new covenant.
Wes Huff just does such an amazing job sharing the gospel, but in a way that seems very intelligent, and also he gives great examples to authenticate that the Bible is not just some hoax. It's not just made up. It's not put together by a bunch of people grouped up in Constantine because they're trying to rule the world. They were trying to control people. No, that wasn't the case. These were accepted for various reasons, mostly because it was written by people who have seen Jesus, who are eyewitnesses to Jesus, or who encountered Jesus, or who interviewed people who encountered Jesus. That's what authenticated the Bible.